and today we're going to be looking at a scenario where civilization starts over. Let's get into it. This is Season 2, Episode 17 of the series, and we can get right into it. So firstly, I'd like to say, all these layers aren't 100% updated, because I had a little bit of an issue with opening the file. So this here is actually a backup. Yeah, I keep backups of this map. But let's get into the video now. We're going to be starting over here in Anatolia, as many people are backlashing the green team for, doing this. As the green team sort of started following Mesopotamianism, which the red team doesn't like. So what does the red team do to respond to this, or the Greeks? They invade a nation. They will be invading this purple nation here, very quickly invading it, taking its capital, and eventually, in the peace treaty, they will just be fully annexing the purple team. And the yellow team is sort of scared, as they're right there, and they didn't really want to separate, but they kind of did. Well, it's kind of confusing over here. But back to the green team. The green team is having a lot of issues right now, even with the partial dictatorship. There's many areas not wanting to support the Mesopotamian religion because the green team is quote unquote destroying their religion, which they kind of are, as they are starting to forcefully make these people part of the green religion, which is not liked by the world. So a green team coalition is going to form. This coalition is going to be including, let's make it let's just do right triangle for now. Yeah. What shape should we use for the coalition? How about square? Well, this coalition here is going to be formed by the orange team. Yeah. And nations that are going to join it are this thing, the blue team, also the Caucasians, and the Kurdistanians. And while every nation that borders the green team has just made a coalition against the green team. And very quickly troops will be going ahead and being sent over into this area. As the orange team captures a major city and takes this one, and is pretty close to capturing this one up here. The blue team, however, is going to go ahead and invade into the Istanbul area, trying to get as much land as possible from the green team. The green team is a pretty weakish nation, but the green team still has some power over here in this eastern region, as these people are the Caucasians are going to lose their capital, which is pretty bad. But down south, this country is going to be losing a lot of is going to be gaining a lot of land from the green team, and the Kurdistanians start to push back. Caucasia fully pushes back, which is not very good for the green team. And eventually a new rebellion pops up in the green team that wants to solely be part of the red religion, which the Greeks really like that. That makes sense. And the orange team and the rest of this will happen, and what happens is basically the green team's capital is captured, and we can look at the peace treaty of this coalition. It's the peace treaty of this war. Well, we can see the blue team will be annexing this piece of land of Istanbul area from the green team. The orange team will be annexing this area, basically forming Anatolia, the Anatolian Empire. This little thing here will be annexing this piece of land. The Kurdistanians annex this. Caucasia annexes this. And this is the rest of the green team. And the green team is pushed down a lot. And now the green team is state fully supporting the red religion, which is very approving of the red team. Let's go up to Yugoslavia now, and specifically the Yugoslav religion layer, as Yugoslavia is sort of religiously divided. If we do a quick sketch of the religion line, we can see that Yugoslavia's division looks something like this, where this northern part is under the yellow religion, and the southern part is under the red. And this northern part here, and it's kind of divided because this area wants its independence, but this area is main Yugoslav territory. But this wants its independence. So let's just quickly do some things. As the areas down here that are parts of the red religion will be rebelling away from the Yugoslavians. And up here, this little tiny thing up here, this major city thing, will be going ahead and like, declaring its independence as well. Very quickly, these movements are very big, specifically over in Red Religion territory, as they take the capital region, and eventually, well, Yugoslavia is not like weak. They aren't this weak, but they just fall decently quickly. But the capital is semi-supporting in Yugoslavia, but many people believe the capital of Yugoslavia should be here, since it's part of the Yellow Religion, and the official religion of the Yugoslav country is actually the Yellow Religion. They kind of have two official religions, the yellow and the red, but it's kind of confusing. But eventually Yugoslavia is just going to go ahead and say, hey, we'll give you your independence as long as you don't bother us forever. Yeah. And that's a deal these independence movements are willing to take, so we can look at the peace treaty of this war. Peace treaty of the war. As this little area gains its independence here, in the red religion area, which if we see looks like this, will be gaining its independence as well. And Yugoslavia moves its capital up to here. And also, with Yugoslavia kind of sort of collapsing, the Yugoslavs will be joining the Alliance of Yellow Religious Countries. Yeah, that's a name I can say. Yeah. Let's go back to the blue team now, actually, as the blue team is having its own civil war. A new group wants to pop up and wants to be Greek. Yeah, Greek. Even though I'm going to religions, they are already Greek. Yeah. How does that make sense? I don't know, but they're gonna form their own religion, and it's called Macedonian. Yeah. So basically, this little independence group, it's kind of little, and it looks like this. It's kind of big, but well, the blue team starts pushing it back and takes its only major city, so pretty small, and gets defeated. But then a pretty large movement up north happens, and this movement wants to bring back the independent Republic of Romania. As this group is very large up here, and this group's sole purpose is to bring Romania back into the world. And this one is absolutely giant. But eventually this little independence group thingamajiggy here that's super small is going to pop up. And well, yeah, the blue team's just going to surrender. And we can look at the division of the blue team. It's the peace treaty of the war. Starting with the little purple thing, it's going to gain its independence and it's actually pink. And well, I've decided to add a major city here and a few other major cities over here in Greece in general. And now there's an actual major city that makes sense. Let's go up here now, as the Romanians are going to gain all of their historical land that, well, isn't controlled by this country. So that's not a lot, but still. But because of the situation and just disliking of the blue team, they will be gaining a bit of extra land here. And this is the new Bulgar Republic. Yeah, Bulgaria's in this thing now. And let's talk about this thing up here now. As you can see, this defensive pact has collapsed. And because this thing here is also going to decide, you know what? Well, it's going to just, let me get to the map. There. As they decide to join the Lithuanian country, and well, this makes the Lithuanian country, which it's been for a while now, the largest nation over in the HEE, or the Holy European Empire, or no, the Holy French Empire. And then the HEE with the Holy European Empires is basically looking like this. Going over here, we can see that, well, Germanicism is going to expand more, as this northern Dutch country will be joining up with Germany. Which also makes the Germanicist ideology expand even more. That's interesting, and looks like religion is getting kind of large now. Yeah. Let's go back to the Romanian country and update their things going on. Yeah. As their quote-unquote liberfication of the yellow people is going to be gone. Yeah. And whoever likes this community out here, this tiny thing, yep, they're gone too. And still, religion has expanded a lot. And now nations don't really like this. So a few nations are going to go out to, well, to the Romanian country, and well, these nations specifically are the Lithuanian country, the Italian country, the Yugoslav country, and the Orange country, saying, "Hey, why are you destroying our getting rid of our people? Just look at this religion map. You've completely changed it." And what's Romania's response to that? Romania's response to that is, "Nope. Yep, just nope. Nothing else. It's literally everything." Yeah. Which doesn't get a very nice response by people who follow the yellow religion. But the yellow religion is going to, like, this. That's not. Look, the home of the yellow religion, or the founding, the Catholic Church thing over here of the yellow religion, the Catholic Church, the equivalent of the Catholic Church for the yellow religion over here in Slovenia, is going to come out and say, hey, what people, is going to say it to everybody, "Hey, what is going on with our people? Like, everybody doesn't like us, apparently. Romania has deleted all of our people. Germanicism has gotten rid of our people, kind of. Yeah. And Estonianism is also removing our people, and now some of our people are isolated over in this area here. Even Russia is starting to impede on expansions over here, as Russia starts their own campaign of liberalification. Yeah." And basically, this Catholic Church equivalent for the yellow religion is going to be like, yeah, and it's going to call out to all countries who follow the yellow religion and ask them if they want to join the Alliance of the Yellow States. And basically, the call of arms is going to be happening as a majority of the yellow team religious states will be going ahead and joining the alliance. Actually, all of them, except this one. But they join, despite them sort of being half blue, but, well, that doesn't really matter for them. As according to the Slovenian Church, is what I'll call it, the yellow religion is united, according to it. Yeah. And let's go to the Iberian Peninsula now. As with this little coalition thing, a little incident is going to happen here in the Italian Peninsula, as the gold team accidentally sends troops over into this tiny little area over here. And, well, this means the Diamond Alliance declares war on the Square Alliance. And, while the Square Alliance, realizing this, is going to start sending their forces over into here. Turning off the Alliance layer, we can see that gold Italian troops, historically the strongest nation in the world, is going to push back against this nation here, the southern one, and is going to start an encirclement campaign over here. And this is basically the start of the Iberian War. Yep, we are in a war in Iberia. Yep, yeah. Going over here, we can see that the gold Italians will also be going ahead and attempting to reclaim their lands in Corsica and Sardinia, as they have still one of the stronger navies in the world, as they still have historical times, very good things, historical times happening to them. Well, yeah. Basically, historically, the gold Italians were a very strong naval power, the strongest navy in the world. But the red team had the strongest army in the world, so that's why it took a while for them to really do many invasions. Yeah. Going over here, we can see that some countries are going to be supplying the southern country here. Some unknown countries, to be said, are going to start supplying the southern Italian country. And many gold team troops are starting to die from this, apparently. And the yellow team notices these weapons. They notice weapons over here that are not from the southern Italy, or don't stem from the yellow team. They actually stem from, they can't really tell. They either think it stems from the red people, the Germanicus people, or the French people. They don't have any evidence of Mesopotamian weapons or like other weapons here from like China or India or anything like that. No evidence of the weapons being there. Yeah. And this confuses the Italians, as they don't really know who's supplying weapons to the southern Italians. Yeah. Let's go to Iberia now, where the main front is going to be happening, as the Iberians will be going ahead and starting their invasion of Galicia, as they will very quickly go ahead and take both of these nations, or the major cities, as they start to push along this river, and eventually the Iberians will make a stable front line over here on this river. Yeah. But where the Galicians have success is over in the north, as these areas over here that are Catalonian don't really like the Iberians. So they will be rebelling away as the Catalonian rebellion happens, and the northern front is already at a total loss for Iberia. Going over here, we can see that the Iberians will be able to push back in this part of Africa here, as they go ahead and take this major city. Yeah. Going over to Galicia, we can see that the Galicians start a major attempt in order to take this major city. It goes very successfully as this major city is captured, and eventually the Galicians will start going down here and take this major city. Yeah. Going over here, we can see that the gold Italians are starting to get supplied by the Holy European Empire. By the Holy European Empires? Why is that? Yeah. Because these guys, seeing that there's new terms for the Holy European Empires, are going to decide to rejoin. Yeah. And according to this, it's basically hey, the gold Italians are allowed in here now. Yeah. So, yeah. As well, because of these forces from the Holy French Empire, the Holy European Empires, they are going to go ahead and start rapidly swarming these southern areas here, as the gold Italians will be taking the capital of the southern Italians, as they start to go ahead and continue their invasion, and eventually will be working ahead and taking this city, but they won't be able to push into here just yet. Yeah. But something pretty large happens over here with Scotland. As Scotland sends forces down here to Iberia and starts the Iberian invasion in January of a year that you make up, just in January in general. And the thing about the Scottish army, they have a very strong army during specifically the winter time. And they're very good in cold weather, so that's how they have all this territory. But Scotland has decided to dare and go ahead and try to conquer Iberia during the winter time, as Scotland quickly goes ahead and absolutely destroys Galicia over here. And eventually, the southern French nation will be deciding to invade into Galicia now, officially bringing the Holy French Empire into the war against Galicia, which is very bad for Iberia, but what can they do? Yeah, just like North Scotland, pretty similar thing for South Scotland, as they will be invading Iberia as well, sometime in February of a different year than this one. Yeah. As well, the Iberians will start their major pushback over here, and eventually will be taking both of these major cities back, and fully pushing back the Galicians, taking more major cities across this river. Eventually, if we go back over to the Italian front, we can see that, well, the southern Italians will just be surrendering over to the north Italians, as well. There's really no use for fighting at this point. Eventually, these people will be fighting back. The Algerians will be fighting back, but they will be able to make a stable front line over here in the Iberian area. Eventually, Galicia, who is collapsing at this point, is going to go ahead and surrender in this war. And, well, we can look at the peace treaty of this war. And before we do that, Catalonia is interesting. The Iberians couldn't put down the Catalonian rebellion, so let's just look at the treaty of this war now. Peace treaty of this war. Starting with the Italians will be annexing all this land from southern Italy, and also both Corsica and Sardinia, and this is the new Republic of Italy. Yeah. Going over to the Iberian Peninsula, actually let's go down here. This piece of land is next. Here, the Iberian Peninsula, Catalonia gains its independence, and this is not the same color as the blue country, it's slightly different. The Red country is not going to become Catalonian, but in fact it's going to get not all of Iberia, 1 pixel, there, all that. North Scotland is going to decide and take this land, which is probably the most valuable provinces. That's pretty odd. Probably the Irish provinces might be slightly more valuable, but it's pretty close. For South Scotland, they take that. Why is it always that 1 pixel? They take this land, and the rest of Iberia, where a lot of this Iberia, the official Iberian country, is going to take all this land, and Iberia has just won a pretty large war, and that's interesting. And in response to this, the Galicians are going to decide to adopt Germanicism. Yeah, Galicia is officially the fourth nation to adopt Germanicism. Obviously, the Germanic country has adopted Germanicism, so is this blue French country here, and Cyprus, and now, well, you. Yeah. Going down here to Athens, we can see Athens decides to religiously break away from the red team, which makes the red team mad. And what can they do? Yeah. Going back over here, we can see that the Italians will be fully kicking out the Iberian people from here. And well, the rest of this is Iberian, and you can't really change that now. It's too late for that. Yeah, that's interesting. And we haven't done a Daily British update yet. Or something like that, yeah. Well, what should we do with Britain today? We should probably do another war. Or maybe, yeah, another war. As we're going to be seeing the Welsh country decide to go ahead and invade in both of these countries, as they just try to take as much land as possible, as they will be defeating both of them. And well, this tiny little piece thingy here, this little blue piece, is actually part of this country. So this country is going to be mad and is going to ask this red country, and say, hey, do we want to, form a coalition against this alliance? And this country's like, yeah, sure. As the red team will be starting to invade Wales and Cornwall. And well, what's going to be happening after that is the yellow team is going to be joining the war, as they will be invading over into Corsica, Cornwall, yeah. And so, eventually the green country is going to decide to join the war outside of, well, the Welsh. As this green country will be deciding to invade them, and very quickly go ahead and take more land from them. And well, eventually the blue British country is going to decide to join, and eventually the Welsh are going to start pushing back. Eventually they will lose this red country will lose its capital, and Cornwall thing will be going ahead and taking more land. The other British will even be able to invade the British that are invading Britain. And well, yeah, the British are invading the British, which are also invading the British and invading the other British. Yeah. Very British over here. As these areas will be going ahead and defeating this little coalition thing, and this capital is taken, and we can look at the peace treaty of this war. Peace treaty of the war. Actually, 3 nations in Britain disappear. If you can't tell which ones they are already, starting with this one, this nation disappears, and well, yeah. And basically Welsh has gotten stronger. They also annexed this land from this country. Not that much land. What? What's happening with this land? Oh, I put it all on the wrong layer. In Welsh, the Welsh will be actually annexing this land and this land. Yeah. Wait, what's this tiny little piece of line here? This tiny little line. What? Did something happen over here? Oh yeah, just couldn't erase the capital. Yeah. Back to this, we can see that the blue thing will be taking this land. The green country will be able to annex this land and this land. The pink thing will actually be deciding to annex this land. And for this, Cornwall also gets this. And the British get this. As the British also get not that, but this, and what's going on with Britain? There. Yeah. And well, This is the Daily British update thingy, and Britain is actually like more united than it's ever been ever since the one before this thing collapsed. Yeah, and that's gonna do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed today's scenario where civilization started over. See you in the next episode where we will continue to look at more things and maybe possibly, who knows, maybe have a bit of a focus here. Bye!